Welcome back to the channel. We are diving straight into the action with the Golden State Warriors. We start with a look at the strategy for the team. We're talking about the Golden State Warriors and the idea that nostalgia is the best exit strategy for Kerr and Curry's Warriors. We explore why leaning into the glorious past makes sense right now as the team charts its course forward.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Next up, we look at the situation surrounding Jonathan Kuminga and the Warriors. We examine how Steve Kerr's recent extension offers some reprieve following the trade, analyzing the relationship between Kerr and Kuminga that influenced the decision to move the young forward, and what this extension means for the franchise's future direction. Now we turn to the massive contract news involving Steve Kerr. We detail the situation where the Golden State Warriors locked up Steve Kerr on a new 2-year deal, making him the highest-paid coach in the NBA, and we uncover the surprising outside offers that were on the table and why Kerr ultimately chose to stay. And finally, we look at the big offseason moves for the Warriors. We break down the proposed trade lottery pick for a superstar, focusing on the idea of flipping the 11th overall pick for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and what this means for the team's pursuit of a superstar talent before the NBA draft. Don't miss the rest of the story. Stay tuned. In a climate that prioritizes cold, analytical decision-making, the Golden State Warriors are being urged to embrace nostalgia as their most viable strategic path forward. The piece argues that instead of chasing an elusive future built on speculative models, the team should focus on playing to their strengths and leaning into their storied past. The author contends that the previous 2 timelines plan failed spectacularly, suggesting that pursuing a distant future is futile. The core argument is that the Warriors should stop attempting massive, implausible overhauls and instead adopt a strategy akin to a farewell tour, focusing on the hits rather than an unrealistic pursuit of another championship. Key to this strategy is the belief that the team's foundation, anchored by coach Steve Kerr, remains strong. The text highlights Kerr's commitment, noting he remained focused on the team despite the season's end, suggesting that running it back makes sense in a league obsessed with novelty. The proposed tactical moves involve selectively reintroducing established stars. Suggestions include bringing back Klay Thompson, despite recent physical setbacks, and considering a swing for Kevin Durant, framed as an attempt to generate interest in the near term. The rationale behind this approach is that the future is inherently uncertain, with prospects like the number 11 draft pick unlikely to become franchise cornerstones. By playing to the past now, the Warriors can ensure that any future reset is done with a clear conscience, allowing the core players, Kerr, Curry, Draymond, and Klay, to shape the institution's final chapter on their own terms. The conclusion posits that moving forward effectively sometimes requires stopping the flight from one's established identity. The Golden State Warriors are finding some measure of relief following the recent trade of forward Jonathan Kuminga, largely attributed to head coach Steve Kerr securing a 2-year contract extension with the franchise. The decision to move Kuminga to Atlanta in exchange for veteran center Kristaps Porzingis has drawn significant criticism, but Kerr's commitment provides a point of reprieve for the front office. The trade was heavily influenced by the perceived lack of faith Kerr had in the young forward, which was cited as a major factor in parting ways with Kuminga and Buddy Hield. Speculation suggested that had Kerr departed as head coach shortly after Kuminga's tenure ended, the franchise might have regretted the move, believing a new coach could unlock Kuminga's potential. With Kerr now extended, the Warriors' front office can acknowledge the trade as a correct strategic decision, suggesting that retaining Kuminga would have likely resulted in further stalled development due to inconsistent role and playing time. However, analysts caution that the team should have traded Kuminga earlier when his value was higher, potentially targeting win-now assets like OG Anunoby or Alex Caruso instead. While Kristaps Porzingis has proven to be a productive player, his season has been hampered by injury and health issues, limiting his playing time. The Kuminga-Porzingis transaction remains a subject for ongoing evaluation. The Warriors regret over Kuminga's performance in the recent playoff series against the Knicks, contrasted with his struggles in Atlanta, highlights the complexity of the decision. The focus now shifts to the future. The Atlanta Hawks must decide on Kuminga's $24.3 million team option for next season, while the Warriors may engage in discussions regarding Porzingis' potential return as an unrestricted free agent. Ultimately, securing Steve Kerr's tenure offers the Warriors a necessary buffer against potential future regrets stemming from the Kuminga trade. The Golden State Warriors have secured head coach Steve Kerr on a new 2-year contract, solidifying his position for a 13th season with the franchise. This agreement has made Kerr the highest-paid coach in the NBA and ended 3 weeks of speculation surrounding his future with the team. New reporting has revealed that Kerr turned down a significant outside offer to finalize the deal. The reports indicate that ESPN was particularly interested in securing Kerr as an analyst. According to Tim Kawakami of the San Francisco Standard, ESPN reportedly made an aggressive push, potentially offering up to $7 million per year, contingent on Kerr focusing on substantive analysis rather than high-volume panel programming. Kerr's potential transition to broadcasting was logical given his extensive broadcast experience, including work as a color commentator for TNT, and his standing as a highly respected voice in the sport following 4 championships and over a decade of elite coaching. However, the move did not materialize. Despite the aggressive pursuit from ESPN, internal discussions within the Warriors and Kerr reportedly did not shift. Clutch Points reported that rumors surrounding potential media giants pursuing Kerr had no influence on internal negotiations, suggesting both parties were already aligned on their objectives. The report suggests the ESPN offer served as a reminder of options rather than a genuine turning point. Kerr ultimately accepted terms that ensure he remains the highest-paid coach in the league, continuing his partnership with Stephen Curry and Draymond Green. The outcome is viewed as a success for the Warriors, ensuring continuity during the critical phase of the Curry era. The Golden State Warriors are aggressively pursuing a major offseason trade, centering their ambitions on acquiring superstar talent, with a potential focus on Giannis Antetokounmpo. Despite hopes of landing a top-4 draft pick, the Warriors entered the lottery with a 9.4% chance of advancing, ultimately securing the 11th overall pick. This situation has fueled speculation regarding a proposed trade package circulating in the media. A reported trade scenario suggests the Warriors would flip their lottery pick in exchange for Giannis Antetokounmpo. The proposed deal involves the Milwaukee Bucks receiving Antetokounmpo in return for Jimmy Butler, the number 11 pick, and 3 future first-round picks, one in 2029, one in 2031, and one in 2033. Analysts note that because the Warriors' pick did not move up, they would need to add a 4th first-round pick to make the package attractive to the Bucks. The strategy hinges on securing future draft capital, as the Warriors anticipate their draft picks becoming more valuable once Stephen Curry potentially retires. However, the report cautions that this specific proposal may not be the most appealing, as other teams could offer packages that include younger players alongside draft assets. With the signing of head coach Steve Kerr, the Warriors have greater clarity, suggesting a commitment to making a significant move over the next couple of years. If the pursuit of Antetokounmpo proves unsuccessful, Golden State is reportedly considering pivoting to target Kawhi Leonard or even LeBron James. The team is clearly focused on acquiring a superstar capable of elevating their offensive performance, which saw them finish the regular season with the 19th ranked offense in the league. The team is expected to be actively exploring trade options ahead of the NBA draft.